So, for anybody that wasn't paying attention this weekend, this actually happened the tail end of Yo Video Games. This weekend is a new DNF Duel beta. I think it's going to be going around 3 days. It starts Friday night. We're going to be jumping back into the thick of it. They're adding Ghostblade as a playable character. So, amazing, right? This game's got a release date. It's going to be coming up just about 3 months after this beta, so there's going to be plenty of time to make adjustments and stuff like that. And apparently they have actual patch notes for what they had before. So, oh, is it really 4 days? Oh my god. So I wanted to see this because I was not expecting them to put up patch notes for a beta, which means they're already taking some stuff into consideration as far as where DNF Duel is going and what the game might actually be by the time we get to launch. So they're adding Ghostblade, which is awesome. So there's going to be an additional new character. The roster is already pretty big that the beta before was offering. So it's going to be a lot of characters in this beta. Here is the craziest one. Can you read this? Is this legible? Character balance changes for all characters. Walking movement screen forwards has been increased. If you're walking towards opponents now, they sped that up. How much they sped that up, we don't know. And it's not backwards, which is kind of crazy, right? It's not actually backwards, but I'm kind of curious. No, it wasn't just the walking that was painfully slow in the after we played DNF Duel enough. It was the running and the recovery of running. I'm curious about the characters because obviously the thing that was insanely busted and crazy in DNF Duel was the characters and their special moves and how huge and powerful they were. So Berserker, Blood Riven can now hit downed opponents. I think that was his, let me know what the hell these were because I'm gonna have to look them up. Was this not his projectile? That was actually his super. Oh, wow. His super hits OTG now? Weird. I don't remember there being really OTGs before, but that's interesting. That's actually a buff. Striker 1-inch punch. I remember that special. It was like forward special. Damage and guard break values are increased. That's a buff. And tornado kick, hit stun / guard stun has been increased. That's also a buff. Damn, they actually buffed Striker. Grappler, seismic crash startup has been decreased. Was that the one where he like hooks you and you fall into the floor? That was that one, right? That's like his regular grounded command grab. Or I think you could do it in the air too. I haven't actually seen what the names of a lot of these things actually are. Fling can now endure up to 3 attacks that can be guarded while standing and when it is being charged. They gave him armor, an extra amount of armor now, and increase the recovery and bound height. Spiral hammer. I'm pretty sure they eventually got rid of Grappler's infinite, right? Did that happen in the previous betas already? Did he retain the infinite all the way to the end? Okay. So is this what that is? Because Grappler had an infinite. I don't know if any of these specifically relate to the kick move, right? The one where he kicks you and you and he launches you back to the other side and you bounce. It's probably gone, but you know. Inquisitor, something where he adjusts the second hits. Knockback distance has been increased. That could be a nerf, right? Because that's the only thing I can really think on Inquisitor that needed to be touched up was how long the wheel lasted. It's not. Jeez, they're keeping that stuff the way it is. I'm wondering if these balance changes are not everything that's actually going to be there. I'm wondering if this is like a summarization of some stuff. But there were some things that like I don't think anybody would have been upset if they were nerfed. And they don't seem to be nerfed. The wheel is insane. Ranger, the last hit, will now force the opponent to be knocked down upon a grounded hit. Dragon Knight MP recovery speed has been increased. Recovery has been decreased. So they made the flight even better. Hitman, white damage caused upon being guarded has also... What? They gave Hitman even more chip damage technically? Wow. These all seem like buffs for the most part, dude. Ranger, maybe not. But the craziest thing is that Hitman was a chip damage monster. He was constantly doing multi-hit normals and multi-hit specials all day long, and they were safe. Here's a huge presumption, because I've already had a few presumptions about the game. Here's a giant presumption of where the game is going forward. I think DNF Duel might be one of the biggest modern knowledge check fighting games there is. And I think they're embracing the shit out of that. You know what I mean? Like a lot of classic fighting games, you can get very far with some very simple tactics in 90s era, if not early 2000s era fighting games, just by doing like a few things. And a lot of people are negative against knowledge checks. I don't know if that's exactly a problem, right? I think things should be powerful. There should be reasons to do things or not do things against certain opponents at certain times. We'll see, you know? It could be the fact that an absolute metric shit ton of things in the game are really good. And they feel really good, but they might have really nuanced weaknesses that it'll just take you a little bit of time to figure out. Maybe not even that much time. Oh, but they don't work at a high level. Like, yeah, but like the regular 80, 90, huge percentage of people that are like playing the game are going to have things that feel good against other people that are doing the same thing, you know? Does it affect the highest level of the game? It might. It might actually affect the high level of the game. But guess what? If the game is popular and everybody's having fun, there will be a new high level. There will be more people that'll be jumping in and playing it. Kunoichi, Heavenly Fire Blast for sick and now hit downed opponents. So this is another OTG example. Another OTG example. Vanguard's Earthshaker, the first hit Guardstone has been increased. Vanguard has so many crazy spinning moves and stuff like that. I'll have to go back and take a look at this thing. Crusader's Sacred Upper. MP recovered during the second hit has been increased. Jeez. Saint counter. Decrease the recovery? They buffed his counter? Fuck. Fuck. All right. Then I was not expecting Crusader to be a character that was about to get buffs. But oh, they did. Oh, man, they did. So there's not a ton on here. But it's more of an indication of the approach that they're taking with the game. They seem to be making the game potentially a little bit more offensive with the forward walk speed. Potentially. Oh, fight sticks now work? PlayStation 4 controllers can now be used on the PS5 system. Thank God. I don't even know what to say. I'm really excited, right? I'm really excited. This game was genuinely fun. And here's the thing. I can tell you based on the experience of like a lot of people from my chat, which is a wide variety of folks that are experienced, if not experienced, if not professional, if not only like to watch fighting games. Most of the feedback that I remember of people that got a chance to play this, because it was on PS4 and there was an absolute shit ton of people that have PS4s, was pretty damn positive. A lot of people described it in ways that why did they like it? Whenever I was reading like threads and stuff like that of people that clearly aren't huge fighting game players, why they like it. And just because it's fun. Things that are powerful on characters are just fun. If we're going to have an entire game that is like relatively knowledge check based, right? Where like in a lot of older fighting games, there are relatively simple tactics that can get you could get you pretty far in general. If the game is full of enough fun stuff to sort of complement that, then it balances out. It can sort of make the casual experience pretty huge and enjoyable. A training room would be nice. I think they're going to do the exact same thing as before, where you can just play like CPU or AI. Because training mode stuff has a ton of things in the game that might not be completely tested or figured out. And if it's a part of a slice of life of the game that they're trying to make available for everybody and it actually works before the game's release, that's 100% a luxury. Just because these guys have made games before, if not they're a fighting game studio, that things will just work and be functional? No, do not think that. It's a different project. I would be down for local 2-player. I would think that would be nice. It's a beta, you know, they want to test online connectivity. They want to test new systems on systems. When the games are online, they're able to essentially record match data from probably a ton of different facets to figure out what's going on, how many players are using this, how many players are using that, which is the most popular characters. All that kind of information is all like recorded and becomes super valuable, right? Instead of just like, oh, netcode good or netcode bad, there's a lot of other things that they want people to be grinding in matches to learn that shit of how people are actually playing their game. We'll see. Even if it doesn't have local 2-player, we'll do the same thing with Yo Video Games and hook up another PlayStation, match up with each other, and like play on the same TV since it has rollback. Yeah, I'm excited. I think DNF was a goofy, fun game. I put DNF almost into a similar category as something for me like Fighting EX Layer, where it's just like, I just want this thing to exist. Do I think it should become, or like it immediately has the reasoning to become this giant thing that everybody's going to jump into, if not is going to take the FGC or whatever by storm? I don't know. You know what? I don't even, I think of fighting games more from a focus of like a general audience basis. of like people like playing fighting games like they're video games and not just competitive elements. And that's what I liked about Fighting EX Layer. Fighting EX Layer was a game that just was fun, and I just wanted it to exist, and I like some parts of it and I dislike some parts of it, and that was it. But am I glad that it exists? Yeah, and I hope it made enough money for there to be more things like that to exist in the future. And I think DNF's going to be that. Will it be something that I want to invest my life into? I don't know, but fuck, is it fun for now? Holy shit. Fuck, is it super, are the characters crazy and super enjoyable?